Most people do this. They go 6, then they go 7, 8, 9, and 10. Why do they do that? It's because they're worried about getting to magic rep number 10. But if you know anything about the Steele Fit program, it's based upon stop counting reps and make reps count. Are you maximizing every single part of the contraction, the pre-engagement, the engagement, the squeeze at the very top of the range? And are you making your biceps fight this cable all the way back? Squeezing the shit of it at the top, fighting every inch all the way down. We're going to maximize every phase of contraction, the pre-engagement, the engagement, the squeezing through the entire range, not letting the elbows move, the isometric here at the top, and I'm not just squeezing, I'm squeezing as hard as I can, and I'm going to fight every inch all the way down. Let's go again. Last week we did the incline bicep curls. Today we're going to do a different variation of that. We're going to do that same thing. We're going to lengthen your bicep, but we're going to use the cable machine. So let me show you how we're going to set this thing up. I'm going to lower the cables down, and I'm going to create a slightly elevated position. So I've got these things up just a little bit. They're not all the way down. And the reason I'm doing this is because this is going to create a little bit of a drop off of the resistance towards the point where the bicep is the weakest. And I can show you that during the exercise as we do this. The arms of the machine are a little bit wider than shoulder width. And if you don't have a machine that moves up and down like this, then you can still do this with this thing all the way down. I could still do this with this all the way here if I wanted, but my preference is going to be right here. Now, here's how I'm going to position myself. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to walk out just a little bit. I'm going to get in the same position that we've been in for our static lunge. I'm going to lean my trunk slightly forward, but I'm going to keep my chest up. Notice that my elbows are behind my rib cage, and I'm going to tighten my bicep before I move. I'm going to curl the weight here. I'm going to squeeze at the very top, and I'm going to control all the way back down just like this. Boom. What is the biggest mistake on this? I would say the biggest mistake on this exercise is when somebody gets to about right here, they do this. They move the elbows forward. Now, why is that a mistake? That's a mistake because this entire exercise is predicated on keeping your elbows behind the rib cage. So that this is what lengthens the bicep to make it to where it theoretically shortens more. So once this changes, once your elbow moves forward, the entire purpose of this exercise is completely gone. So keeping the elbows behind the rib cage the entire time that you're curling this weight is super important. Now, what do most people do on this? Most people do this. They go, let's just say we're at rep 6, then they go 7, 8, 9, and 10. Why do they do that? It's because they're worried about getting to magic rep number 10. But if you know anything about the Steele Fit program, it's based upon stop counting reps and make reps count. That's what this thing is about, because it wasn't getting to rep number 10 that actually mattered. What mattered was maximizing muscular tension to maximize the quality and the contraction the entire time. It would be much better for somebody to get to rep number 7, keep their elbows back, and instead of doing this, keeping them back, shorten their range, and make the quality of the contraction better. And let's say they only get to rep 8 and they get here and they're stuck. It would be better to hold an isometric, squeeze as hard as you can to maximize muscular tension from the bicep, as opposed to completely offloading the bicep and losing all the effectiveness. And this is the way that you literally utilize this principle. And this is what separates this program from everything else. Let's do it. Set number 1. Let me get my timer started. 1 minute. Minute 8, I've got 8 seconds of delay time so that I can get set. All right, here we go. I'm gonna get my lunge position. I'm walking forward. Elbows are behind my rib cage. I'm gonna tighten my bicep before I move. Squeezing at the top. I'm gonna release the tension from my bicep and control every inch of the movement all the way back down. I want you to think about owning the weight, not letting the weight own you. I started with a relatively light weight, so I'm just kind of really focusing on my engagement this set. Getting my mind right, and on the next set, I'll just gradually increase a little bit. Right through here, keep those elbows back. Don't let them go forward. Squeezing at the top. Time is up. Fighting it back down. Rest. Okay, so even though that was light, I was able to really engage my mind with my muscles. I really felt that pretty freaking good, to be honest with you. I am gonna raise the weight, but you know, what is light kind of is determined by how good you are at this. You probably know that by now if you've been doing this. I was asked a question in my message board about what, in the app, what is a way to know if you should increase the weight? Well, you increase the weight when the standard doesn't change. And what I mean by that is, if I go up, so I just did that last set. I believe I can go from 65 to 80, and the standard of the last set won't change, meaning the quality doesn't change. My ability to create a mind-muscle connection won't change. My ability to generate tension won't change. My technique won't change. Asking yourself, can I keep the mastery level technique that I had with adding weight? If you can, try it. If you try it and you can't, you got to go back down. If you try it and you can and you think you can go up again, we'll go up again. But I'll just walk you through this with me. I'm just going to show you how I would apply this. Minute 8. This is heavier, so let's see if I can keep the same standard and go heavier. Okay, I'm going to tighten before I move. No loss in muscle engagement. Elbows are staying behind my rib cage. Why is that important? Because we're trying to keep that lengthened bicep position to alter contraction. Once this happens, everything that I'm trying to accomplish got lost. Squeezing the shit out of it at the top. Fighting every inch all the way down. We're going to maximize every phase of contraction. The pre-engagement, the engagement, the squeezing through the entire range, not letting the elbows move, the isometric here at the top, and I'm not just squeezing, I'm squeezing as hard as I can, and I'm going to fight every inch all the way down. Let's go again. Time is up. This is a bonus rep. So, as you just saw, I increased the weight. Did anything change? I don't think so. My form was still on point. I still kept my engagement. I think I can go up again. That's what I think. So I'm walking you through my thought process of whether I should increase or not. I think I can go up one more and not lose an ounce of execution. Well, let's find out together. Lunge position, trunk is forward, elbows are back. Are you maximizing every single part of the contraction, the pre-engagement, the engagement, the squeeze at the very top of the range? And are you making your biceps fight this cable all the way back, where it sucks the most? Notice when I get to here, I'm not letting my elbows move. Why am I moving slow? Because I can't move fast and monitor my position. And I'm getting way more tension from staying as engaged as I am than mindlessly slinging the shit around like they're doing at crunch. Because at crunch, they're just doing this shit. And that's time shit. Whew. Okay, so that was a real world example of how to manipulate the weight during a set. What is the direct answer for you to know? When do you change the weight? You change the weight. First of all, you drop the weight when you no longer own it. When you no longer are maintaining a joint position, maintaining a mind-muscle connection, and have your execution dialed in. You raise it when your standard, when you think you can increase the weight but keep the same standard, meaning keep the same time, keep the same tension, keep the same execution, and push yourself near failure. It takes paying attention, it takes monitoring the variables and doing all those things. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this beneficial. If you did, please hit the like, the subscribe button. This will help me and ensure that my content reaches more people on YouTube. If you want to join the MGB officially, you can scroll down in the description and there are 2 links. One is to the Apple App Store and the other is to the Google Play Store. And you can join my app for free and view some free content. And I also have some really in-depth programs. I have a complete blueprint that's gonna walk you through how you can build muscle the most efficiently and the safest way possible. I hope you join me next time.